A new cycle begins. Right off the bat, I am feeling like there's this excitement. There's this awe towards the future, this awe towards what's next. And it's interesting because I'm also experiencing this kind of um, fatigue in my body, I want to say. It's more so like my body is really tired, but I'm feeling like really excited for the future. So it's kind of like um a weird, I want to say, like imbalance a little bit, where it feels like I'm so excited for the future. I have all my mind right, like I'm so excited for the next things that are coming, but I'm feeling really tired right now, like fatigued in the body and in the system. And I'm hearing like very clearly that that's not on accident, that's on purpose. And the intention behind this is to help you to be able to slow down and give yourself some rest so that you have the energy to push forward into this new shift, into this new cycle that's coming. So, this new cycle is going to bring up a lot of excitement, but it's also going to take a lot of energy. So, what's kind of coming through is like boomerang energy. Like right now, you're being pulled back and you're being asked to rest and rejuvenate and refuel because you're about to be released. And once you're released, it feels like you're going to kind of be in this like da 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 energy, like let's do it, right? Like like motivated to go 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 go. And I'm hearing like suddenly this is going to kind of like happen for you. Everything is just kind of going to fall into place and everything is just going to happen just suddenly. And it feels like it's going to be kind of like this overnight energy. So right now you're being asked to rest, you're being asked to take care of yourself, you're being asked to um kind of let your body rest so it can handle this next kind of, I'm seeing like, in track where they have like the batons that they hand off in the relay races. I feel like you're about to be handed the baton and you're about to have to take that sprint. And right now, you're being asked to rest and relax before you get that handoff. So you're kind of watching that person come around the track. This is so funny, but you're watching that person come around the track and they're like halfway through the track and you're just being asked to relax so that you can really like shoot forward once it's your turn, once it's your time. And your turn and your time is coming. It's here and it will be here much faster than you think. And so it just feels like you're being asked right now to kind of rest and let yourself and your body rest so that you can kind of full force this moving forward. Full throttle is what I'm hearing. Kind of like a rocket energy of about to take off. Three, two, one. Boom! I don't know why that's coming through, but it does feel like that's kind of what's happening here. So let's see. Let's see what else they can tell us about this because I'm curious now. It does feel like really exciting energy. Like as I'm moving away from the exhaustion a little bit and the fatigue, like I feel really like excited, really happy, like kind of like I've been waiting for this for a little while. You've been waiting for this for a little while. There's been an ending that occurred. This could be many different types of endings, is what I'm hearing very clearly. But there's an ending that happened, and ever since that ending, you've been waiting for this new beginning, this new cycle to start. And it feels like you've been watching, the sun come up and down for a little while now, and kind of like, when's it going to be my turn? And I'm here to tell you that your turn is coming. It's going to be your turn. And interesting. So these are the other cards that came out. So this is the fast moving energy that I'm feeling. Like as soon as you receive that baton, right? As soon as you're handed that baton, this is going to be full speed ahead, right? We're going to make moves. We're going to be moving. And I am noticing the black crow on here. And so for me, that's coming up as like a feeling of be careful not to overdo it. So, yes, move forward. Yes, do the work. Yes, show up. Yes, take action, but be careful not to burn yourself out in that space. It feels like the person that I'm talking to has had a bad habit of like overdoing. And probably why that fatigue thing came out in the beginning, to give you permission to release the guilt and to release any like negative feelings about being able to rest, because that's actually what you're needing to do right now. And so this energy is really saying to me, like, don't like stop, like that red bottom. Stop. Don't overdo it. Don't push too hard too fast. Try to do what you need to do, but do it within balance. I'm seeing 222 in my mind's eye. So that may be significant for somebody. Um, And with the star here, it does feel like you're healing through a lot of this kind of like overdo it energy and push so hard energy. Like you're healing past that, right? And so this is kind of like, are you going to go at things like you used to in the past? Are you going to try to control the outcome? Are you going to try to overwork yourself? Are you going to actually let yourself do what you need to do and also let yourself rest? Are you actually ready to be in balance? Right? Like these are some of the questions that are kind of coming through, where it's kind of like, this is a chance for you to show up differently. This is a chance for you to embody a new energy and a new identity. And what are you going to do with that? Are you going to continue to show up the way that you've always shown up? Or are you actually going to do that differently? Interesting. And then with these cards over here, this is calling out to me saying lessons. So there's definitely been a lot of lessons that you've been experiencing and going through around learning balance in your life, learning how to maintain a balance in your life, learning how not to like overdo, how not to try to control everything. The other word that keeps coming through for me is kind of like flow state, right? And it does feel like that has not been something that's always been comfortable for you. Like, is this idea of being able to flow, is this idea of being able to trust the universe, this idea to be able to trust that you're going to be caught, right? It feels like that has been very difficult for you over the course of your life and over the course of your experience, like trusting in that and just knowing that everything's going to work out. And that actually, that fear, right, that lack of trust within the universe is actually what causes you to kind of push so hard and try to control everything. Like that's actually where it's coming from. That's interesting. It's actually coming from this place of you like not trusting and you really struggling to surrender. So I am hearing that this is, I mean, I don't like to call it a test because I don't mean it a test like that, but it is kind of a question around, are you going to show up differently this time and let this new cycle be new? Or are you going to replay the old? Because that's how I started this off today, right? Was like that you're starting a new cycle and you have an opportunity to start a new cycle, but that is going to depend on how you choose to act and think and move through these experiences that are either going to put you into a new cycle or they're going to put you into the old one. And so we always have free will and the choice to decide how things play out, right? And so what's coming through kind of is like, I hear a lot where people are like really frustrated, like with the universe or angry with their guides, right? That or God, whatever you call it, that why hasn't this been different? Why isn't this different? And I'm very clearly hearing that, have you been different? Are you trying things differently? Confirmation. Have you been different? Are you trying things differently? Are you choosing to behave and think differently, right? Or are you just engaging the same way and moving the same way? Because that's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And the reality is that that's not how it works. You have to be different. You have to move different. You have to think different. You have to believe different if you want different. And so this all comes down to kind of like how you choose to get control over your mind or not. How you choose to see who you are, who are you, or not. Are you going to see yourself clearly and see how powerful you truly are, or not? That's really what this breaks down into. And it's so funny because I'm having a lot of like Alice in Wonderland kind of things come through about like just learning, like, Alice in Wonderland, my favorite movie ever. But Alice in Wonderland is really about, my personal opinion, is really about this idea of this girl who, you know, goes to this magical wonderland place, right? And she has these beautiful, wonderful experiences and she believes in magic. And then she comes back as she's older and the world has changed her. And she has become what she experienced. And she has been kind of tainted, I guess, in some ways, or she has taken on a lot of the heaviness of the world when she comes back around. And a lot of her journey is about learning to release those things, learning to let them go, learning to heal that, learning to recognize that everything that she's taken on because of life and how hard it is and all of the challenges and stuff is actually not something, that she has to continue with. Confirmation. And when I think about my spiritual awakening, that really ties to me in a lot of ways about like what the spiritual awakening and journey is like in the healing journey, where it really breaks down into this idea of, you being able to recognize that everything that you've been taught and everything that you've learned are not things that you have to continue to carry with you, right? And there comes a point in your life and in your journey and in your awakening or in general, right? Where you have to ask yourself, like, do I want to believe that anymore? Is that actually helpful for me? Is that how I want to live my life? Or do I want to choose something different, right? And so Alice in Wonderland really brings that concept up for me, that shedding, right? And we just went through the year of the snake, where many of us shed many different things that we probably didn't want to, but were shed anyways because they needed to be, right? And that's because they've been preparing you for this next leg of the race. And I'm seeing like horses racing, which is really funny because I live right around the corner from Saratoga Racetrack, horse track in New York. And I'm seeing the horses racing, right? So this has all been about you being able to release and let go of all of these things and shed all of these things, all of these beliefs, right? All of these things that you've learned, all of the hard things that you've learned, lessons, whatever you want to call it, worries, fears that you've learned to have so that you can be light enough to win the race. You can be light enough to make it to the end. You can be light enough to take off, right? It's interesting. Let me see what else they want to tell us about this. I'm just noticing balance again is coming in 222. Yeah. So really learning how to like come back into balance with yourself and recognizing, right, that everything that you've been told and everything that you have seen isn't always exactly real or what you want. That's a choice, right? They're asking you to kind of like go inward and start to recognize how you feel. It's not about what life looks like on the outside, it's about how life feels for you. That's like the biggest secret to life, in my personal opinion, is recognizing that it's not about what it looks like to others or what it looks like in general. It's about how it feels. And that's how you truly start to come back to yourself. Because what we see can often lead to many illusions. And then with this King of Wands energy here, this is actually, ooh, at the bottom of the deck, the sun. Um, it feels very much like you are learning how to come back into your confidence, come back into your true self, come back into your authentic self, being genuine with yourself. Learning how to use your voice is the other thing that's kind of coming through with the lion energy in the background for me. So it really does feel like you are like moving very quickly towards your manifestations. But the biggest thing is that it's not about what it looks like, it's about how it feels. And as much as you can focus on that and stay in that, that's what's actually going to lead you and guide you forward to the sun. She can't see the sun, right? But she can absolutely feel the warmth on her skin. Oh, that's really beautiful. It's really interesting how that came through. So, you have the power inside of you to move forward. You have the power to use your voice. The lion, it doesn't yell, it doesn't scream, right? The lion just stands and the lion just is. It doesn't need to be loud and boastful to get its point across or to get its needs met, right? It does that with the energy that it embodies. It does that in the way that it shows up. It does that in the way that it stands. And it does feel like you're at a place where you're really learning how to embody that. I do want to see if there's any advice from Spirit. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that's a good one. I don't think I've seen this one before. You could be traveling somewhere soon. That might be extra confirmation for you. Um, but a wish is being granted for you. It feels like you're walking into like this new cycle and it's a new chance to start over. It's a new chance to have something different, which is really beautiful. And so a wish is being granted for you. This is the manifestation that's landing. It does feel like that very specifically. And real promise. What's coming through with this is kind of just learning to dance in the rain. So learning to let go of the worries and the fears and learning to just move with your body and move with what feels right. Right. And then balance. So a lot of this is about balance. It really is about you remaining in balance. And as long as you can remain in balance, then you're going to continue moving towards these things. And then cutting edge. So you're going to be able to get through your obstacles. You're going to be able to get to the other side of them. You're going to be able to move through them. It's just about if you let them knock you down or if you choose to move through them one at a time and just keep going. It's kind of the energy that's coming through with that. So if this resonated with you, leave me 222 in the comments, or you can leave me. I don't think there's any Alice in Wonderland things. There might be a caterpillar or a butterfly, though. But it does feel like this is a beautiful transformation that you've created to be able to step into this new. And so leave that down below and like and follow for more. If you would like work on self-trust and you're building your self-trust so that you can trust yourself and move forward and you're done second guessing yourself, I have a self-trust reset on my website that is free. You can go ahead and take a look at it at crystalclearmystic.com. And it's a way to start rebuilding that confidence and self-trust so you can move towards your manifestations and take action without hesitation or worry. I love you so much and take care of yourselves.